Hello, Scritty here, demon.com. In case a couple of people have answered, that's Jennifer Aniston behind there. You should spot her later on. I have to have a picture of something like that, I'm afraid. That's probably more a sign of the age I am than anything else. Okay, triage for your website. So you've disappeared out of SERPs, you're very upset, some of your keywords have been deranked, you don't know what to do. You want to sort of go to gurus, or you just ask somebody on a forum. I know that I get asked to look at appraise people's websites. Yesterday, which was the 10th of October 2012, I had over 50 requests to look at people's websites or content or whatever. And of course I can't do that, otherwise that's all I would do, and I'd have to start charging $50 a time to do it, make a living out of it. So I can't, but there are things you can do with free tools. So your website's gone. Oh my goodness, what have I been hit for? What has Google found and penalised me for? Free tools. You don't need to go and buy expensive stuff. You can 9 times out of 10 nail down your problem with free tools. So here's lawnmowers.com. It's lawnmowers.com beta. Decent looking site. Not a lot of content on the first page. This is links. That's an image slider. More links. So take the unique content. The first thing I'm going to do with the unique content is I'm going to stick it into, this is OpenOffice.org's writer. OpenOffice.org give a free Office application. You can use Google's Office application. You can often use Microsoft. So I'm just using this free, and it's pretty compatible with Word and whatnot. So using the free application, here we go. And I've cut the unique information from that page onto here. Now I'm going to go find, and I'm going to go mower, find all. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Mower is mentioned 11 times on that page. Tools, word count, there are 168 words on that page. That's about 7%. That's way too high. If I go back to the original site, mower is actually mentioned in the non-unique words as well. It's mentioned there. That's clickable. So that's see, there you are. That's lawnmowers. It's mentioned there. That's lawnmowers mentioned there, and mowers mentioned there, and it's mentioned there, and it's mentioned there, and it's mentioned there, and it's just, so it's it's at least 7%, if not 8 or 9%. So the first thing I would say is, okay, you haven't got a lot of content. You've got barely 160 unique words on the page, and the word mower is at least 7%. That's just including the unique stuff. If you go and count the site-wide stuff as well, at the top and down the right-hand side of the page, you're actually pushing that percentage close to 10%. So you may well have had a keyword, on-site keyword over op. Not good. It's a sort of, it's the on-site brother or sister of penguin. So, oh dear. Okay, bear that in mind. We'll come to some solutions later. So you'll need to sort that out. Maybe we're not getting technical. We're not looking at tags. We're not seeing whether you've used the correct tags and that kind of thing. We're just having a look. Next thing, a free account at majesticseo.com. There we are. There it is at the top. www.majesticseo.com. Fabulous. It's a free account. This is my free account. I've got a paid account with them as well. They are very, very good, but you don't need the paid account here. And as I've said a couple of times before, this is all about getting the information, the triage, if you like, for your site, so you can give a diagnosis of your problems in a matter of a few minutes. So I'll just push this up because it's dropping down the screen a bit as I move them. Right, let's have a look. Quite a few backlinks, referring domains, no page title has been found yet, which is odd. Lawnmowers is a commercial EMD. The EMD slap that came out a few weeks ago is not for all EMDs. Everything is an EMD of itself, if you think about it. But it was overtly commercial exact match domains, domain names which had a high visitor level, whether they were commercial or not, and exact match domains that infringed on patents of copyright or copyrights, and the domain wasn't owned by the patent or copyright owner. Or just falling off that last one, if you're not a recognised authority already in the field. So for instance, we're on lawnmowers.com and you're not John Deere, you're not Bullock or McCulloch or Black & Decker or Jackson Tools, you're just some guy with a site, and so Google's going to take a long hard view at you if it spots it. Some fall through the net and get away with it, we know that, there's exceptions to every rule, but you're not, so you might need to take a long look at that yourself and be careful. Okay, so if you scroll down here, this is all we really need to know for now. Backlinks. Oh, right, straight away, big. Here we're making 600-700 backlinks a day, another 700, 600, 800. This is beginning of August, this is now, which is the middle of October. Huge lumps of backlinks made in massive, clearly artificial. I'm not even going to say probably artificial, that's definitely artificial manufactured backlink, and then nothing. These here will be ones that were found and indexed that were probably created back here. That's normally the case. They were created in this huge block of self-promotion and then found here. If Google sees a profile like that, there's absolutely no doubt at all that you are engaged in self-promotion. You need to smooth that out. But it gets worse. Anchor text. 17% lawnmowers, 10% www.lawnmower.com, 10% http www.lawnmower.com, another 10% just lawnmowers.com without the http, 10% lawnmowers. Then you've got the 46% which is other, but you can bet your life the word lawn and mower probably appears in there somewhere. You're using the word lawn and mower too much. It's almost exclusive. It's certainly well over 50% of the anchor text contains the word lawn and or mowers or both. That's Penguin's going to come down on you like a ton of bricks at some point. If you haven't already, it will soon. Here we are, and here's examples: lawnmowers, 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 lawn. You're just using the same anchor text every time. Have you not heard of Google Penguin? Sort it out. So on-site is bad, off-site is, if anything, worse. So straight away, it's clearly self-promotional, and you're using it. Well, you're going to get a Penguin slap probably. You'd be very lucky if you didn't. Okay. Up to this point, there's a few things that have made me think about this site. What's going on? You know, lawnmowers is a very commercial term. It's probably been around for years. It's how is a site being made and promoted in a way that seems quite amateur for something that probably must have been around for 20 years. I mean, this lawnmower or lawnmowers, wasn't that registered decades ago? Right, we'll go here. This is a Whois site. As you're probably aware, when you register a domain name, you have to sign up for Whois, and they are legally obliged to publish your information. So I'm not giving away any deep dark information about this site here by going to Whois. This is legally worldwide published information that anybody can look at, and it's the internet law that is the way it is. It has to be open. So here we go. This is the bit I'm interested in. It tells you that it's Network Solutions of the registrar, and then it tells you what page in Network Solutions you can go to, and then type this in and give you the info. But then it's got updated on the 16th September 2010, but created 22nd of December 1995, nearly 17 years ago, as I suspected. Lawnmowers went a long time ago, in the mid-90s. But it expires in a couple of months. As we speak now, it's the middle of October, and it expires the end of December or middle of December. So this is a bit strange, but here we are. It was updated, the information was updated about 2 years ago, which makes me think, and this is conjecture, that the site was owned and probably run as a going concern by somebody for 15 years. It hit the auctions, TD Nam, or somebody bought it or flipped it or whatever, and it's been bought. Somebody sat on it for a couple of years and a few months ago decided to start working on it. They haven't, although the site looks pretty good, they haven't really done a particularly good job SEO wise of working on it. The hell, what do I know? Anyway, next thing we're going to look at, and the last one, is Alexa. Alexa.com. By the way, that was whois.net, but there's several Whois places you can go to. Next one I go to is Alexa.com. This tells you the traffic rank is very poor. It's over 4 million. Anything over 1 million means you're not getting much traffic a day. Anything 5 million means that obscure, you're probably getting less than 10 visitors a day. This is 4.2 million. So for something as a bang-on domain name like that, that's very odd that that's so high. But it points to the fact that the domain's changed recently. Also, if you go down, it'll give you the traffic stats, search analytics and things like that. But if you look, all these are empty, which once again, no data. There we are, guy in the USA, Cricket Lawnmower Centre. Not sure whether that's still it's GoDaddy, which I don't think it is anymore, or is it? No rate, just other associated sites. But these are the interesting ones. There's no historical data, which makes me think that the site has been taken down at some point. There was a site there. Everything's been taken off it, and then it's been put back. That will give you a few issues with 404s. Hopefully they've got a 404 redirect, because any existing links that were to internal URLs that no longer exist because you probably didn't keep them all, will now need to be redirected via 404 to another page, which is not ideal in itself, but if you're flipping domains and buying domains, it's something that will happen most of the time. So the conclusions: your on-site, you over-optimize on-site for certain words, your keyword stuffing on-site for the word lawns and mowers. It appears far too often close to on your unique on-site content. For your root domain, it's about 7%. If you include the site-wide content on that root domain, it's closer to 10%. You want to get it down to below 4. Four's too high these days. Below 3 some people are recommending, but certainly below 4, so you've got to half that. Easiest way to half that is to dilute it by adding more content, which will also give you the benefit of giving more context to that front page. I wouldn't start taking out the word lawn and mower, I'll keep it in there, but if you add about another 500 words, at the moment there's only 164 words. If you triple the number of words without using the word lawn or mower again, you've diluted the anchor text, which is what I do. Offsite, I would have a look at this, because I would be expecting the Google standard algorithm to possibly spot that this is clearly a self-promotion. I would also, Penguin will definitely spot that your anchor text, but there is no anchor text variation. I mean, it's just 0. You've used lawn or mower every time. You will get more than likely a Penguin slap as well. What I would do then, you can solve both of these problems with the same solution. Start creating links again now to flatten this out into the future going forward. Do not use the word lawn or mowers for quite a long time. Use the generic stuff. You can use grass, you can use gardening, you can use that kind of stuff, and then even more generic stuff like click here, at this site, found this, great resource, DIY, all that kind of stuff. Really mix it up. And then after a few weeks of doing that, when you've smoothed the line out, you've showed consistency in your backlinking, so you've started to obfuscate the fact that you are self-promotional, you've also lowered your percentage of Penguin slapping same anchor text stuff. So that's what I would do if somebody came to me and said, "Can you have a look at my site, Scritty? I'm struggling with this." That's the roles I'd go to. Whether you've got the various different bits and bobs there, it comes out exactly the same. That's what I would do. Go through that and come to those conclusions. It's quite common conclusions, those that I come to. You could also bet your life if I was asked to do this, somebody would have told me the site's brilliant, the content's brilliant, the backlinks are brilliant, I spent hours on it. This is actually pretty good compared to most of the sites I'm asked to look at. At least this, a lot of work's been done as the presentation and marketing at the front page, and the solution isn't that bad. I mean, you can dilute your anchor text variation given a few weeks, and you could add a few hundred words of content down the bottom here in minutes. It's not a big issue. You can sort it all out. It's all recent enough to be sorted if you take the right action. Hope that helped. It's website triage after you get a slap, how to find out what your issues are, and some constructive advice about how to get around them if you get a slap. With the caveat being, I know some people will get away with sites like this and worse than this. I'm only really talking to the people who have a slap. If your site's doing fine, don't change it. I'll leave with that. Scritty@demondemon.com, signing off.